Hello there, welcome to the Mac Velo Chronicles, where life is not a rehearsal and real stuff happens. You've joined today's story as we leave Aberfoyle heading for Drymen. We are on a 200k DIY Odax and we're about just over halfway through. So I will talk a little bit about Odaxing, but primarily filming this part of the route because it's relatively interesting. Not too busy, I thought it might have been busier. We're following the National Cycle Route 7. As you can possibly hear, I've got something creaking on my bike. Not quite sure what. We will continue to investigate and troubleshoot. Hi, Stevie from the Mac Velo Chronicles here. Thank you for joining today's story. Apologies for interrupting this musical interlude. Just want to humbly request you hit the subscribe button below. We're a brand new channel and we need your help to grow. If you're wondering why I'm saying we, have a look at the shorts on the channel and you'll see a couple of canine rascals causing chaos. Collectively, I guess we are the storytellers of the Mac Velo Chronicles. Thanks for your support and I now return you to the interlude. Interesting, we're picking up a bit of a headwind now and I'm curious how the DJI wireless mic is working. Hopefully it's doing its job, and if it is, we will give it a big thumbs up. But this is the first time it's being tested in earnest. I have faffed about with it at home, but this is the first proper outing. The setup is definitely not waterproof, so I wouldn't risk the connection to the Insta360 camera if we were encountering heavy rain, light rain, any kind of rain. It just wouldn't be advisable. I know it looks lovely. There is a bit of a wind chill, I have to say. When I'm out of the sun, I can feel the wind chill on my arms, so don't be surprised if we get further along the pipe track and I have to stop to put on arm warmers. It just seems totally ironic, but we're in the middle of May after all. Should be warm, but it's not. Excuse me. So today's Odax, it's a DIY. It's designed, I say it's designed, it was plotted by myself. The route was plotted to try and achieve as flat a route as possible, which, well, if you live in Scotland, there's hills and more hills, so, but if you follow like this, disused railway lines have been converted to cycle routes, you can expect some degree of flatness. So anyway, oh dearie me, yes, the problem with these disused railway lines that have been covered in tarmac and turned into cycle tracks is that the roots bubble under the tarmac, causing it to rise up. Oh, let's get past these people. Well, okay, I don't know what happened there. I rung the bell twice and don't know if the mic picked it up, but as I cycled past I got a sorry. So did I surprise them, or did they hear me and decide not to move? Who knows? Wow, this is very nice indeed. Looks very pleasant. Nice evening camping. And off we go to Gartmore. And a nice little climb here. So I'm not going to be blowing my knee out. Yes, indeed. All right, just settle in. 10% gradient. Shortly to rise to 11, 12. We'll just keep working it. It's the other way around. I'll be asking you for a push.
I don't know how do you do it.
Keeps me out the pub. It's a nice evening for a walk, right enough. Yeah. I really am nursing my right knee up this climb. Most of the power's going through the left leg. As you can see, kind of all over the place. We're at 12%. Power output's 211, so just taking it easy. I have no more gears anyway, but I do have the SRAM mullet build, giving me a 40 tooth chain ring. It's a 1x, of course, and a 12 speed rear cassette, SRAM Eagle 1052. So I'm in the 40-52 ratio, which is very good at maths, 0.8 or something like that. Seems like I've got something big behind me. I'm not looking back. It's steady enough. What the heck? Okay, well that's a new one on me. A bus. Alright. Interesting. It's been a year since I've been on this. I guess there could be a new bus route. I wonder where it's going. Well, the only village on route is Gartmore and then Drymen. There's absolutely no way that bus is going along the pipe track. It wouldn't fit. It wouldn't get up the climb. Okay. We'll see. Anyway, that's one of the wee ramps. I can't actually remember what percentage the big one is. It does kick up a bit, right enough. But we'll update the story when we get there. Oh, excuse me. Clear the tubes. Do you know, at this time on a Friday evening, I probably have my first beer cracked open. And, you know, I enjoy that. But I have to say, today this has been the better choice. You get time off work, you have to make the most of it. Now, today was never planned as a full Odax story, i.e. I didn't intend to film the whole 210, 215 kilometres or even sections of it. This was the plan, to film this section between Aberfoyle and Drymen, affectionately known locally as the pipe track. But we're not actually on the pipe track yet. But when people refer to the pipe track, this is the kind of section that you know they're talking about. And it's the route down from Aberfoyle to Drymen, or if you're doing it in reverse, if you're heading north, is it north or is it northwest? If the sun's there at this time of night, that's west. Yeah. My gut tells me it's north, but I suspect if I looked at it closer on the map, it might actually be northwest. But anyway, these are idle murmurings of a grumpy old Scotsman. Just enjoying being out on his bike, as I'm sure many of us do. And if you don't and you're thinking about it, I cannot recommend it enough, both for your mental health, your physical health, and just getting some general fresh air. We all work so hard these days. Family commitments, work commitments, paying bills, lots of stress, lots of pressure. And you hear people say, oh, I'm time precious. So time precious and cash rich. Okay? Those two don't go hand in hand. What is the point in being cash rich if you've got no time to spend it or enjoy it? You definitely need to achieve some sort of work-life balance. And I don't know the silver bullet for that. The only thing I would suggest is put a line in the sand. You have to plan it. It's very rare you can take full advantage of free time at the spur of a moment when it presents itself. So plan. Well, what do people do in work when they want your time? They put a slot in your diary, don't they? You know, if you've got, don't have these anymore, but I used to have them. If you've got parents' night in school, you know, you work with your partner. We're in Gartmore, by the way. You work with your partner and you put the slot in your diary, and you make sure somebody's free, if not both of you, to attend parents' night. It's planned, you know. Do that with your exercise, do that with your cycles. Absolutely do that with your cycles. Oh, and don't look at social media, and don't look at Strava and see what other people are doing and think, I'm never going to be like that, or no, that's beyond me. Nobody puts bad stuff on social media, okay? Even if something bad happens, it's positioned as a triumph over adversity. But see, where you're in the heat of the moment, it's far from a triumph. It really is. It's bloody downright miserable. So don't compare and contrast yourself with what's going on in social media. It's just not worth it, folks. It will demoralise you. Very pleasant setup there. Do you know, actually, I did say earlier on that there was a bit of wind chill. That was noticeable in the shade, but see when you're in that sun, it's nice. Well, I'm tooting here, my Karoo 2 is telling me to take a right at the bottom here. Yep, we'll do that. Drymen. Still on the national cycle route. 7. Oh, that's something else, guys and gals. I'm not a big Strictly Come Dancing fan, but Len Goodman just always looked healthy. I mean, he's a dancer. You have to be fit for that, right? Yeah. I just surprised that he passed and left us. And yeah, it does make you think. Nobody knows how long you've got. Oh, this is going to sound really depressing now, but it all rolls into the same thing. You can let life pass you by. I mean, what I'm doing just now, you know, I think, what do they call it? Oh, I know exactly what they call it. I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm becoming a creator. A creator, that sounds, ooh, supreme being. Well, no, not really. Content creator. Aye. I thought I would try it. There is a story behind it. I'll maybe elaborate further. But here we are. Hiya. Here we are anyway. So I'm doing this, creating content at the ripe old age of, should I tell you my age? Well, let's just stick with grumpy old Scotsman. I didn't start cycling until I was 50, right? And even then it was, you know, it wasn't Audax cycling, so it's not, you know, yeah, how best to describe it? I guess I got caught up in the rush. Myself and a couple of friends from Linlithgow, near where I live. Oh, so you know, that's how we started cycling. My two friends have got more sense than me. They never actually got into odd axing. However, and this is the beauty of cycling, you do end up meeting like-minded people, and it can be very social if that's what you're looking for. Says me on a 200-kilometre solo ride, but what I'm saying is, you know, there are plenty of people there that will happily go on a bike ride with you. There's plenty of clubs, some formal clubs, some informal clubs, you know, so you really can pick and choose. But the bottom line is, please choose. If you're going to do it, do it. And anybody can do it. Anybody. Look, if you go onto YouTube and look for cycling videos, there's plenty of success stories. I'm not going to name channels. I've not even got my own channel up and running yet, so yeah. But there's plenty there, so just get started. I can't stress that enough. Put time in your diary, even an hour. You think you can manage an hour a week? If you're worried about roads, put the bike on the car roof rack, in the back of the car if you've got a big enough car. Cycle to a nice, quiet cycle path. 10 kilometres one way, 10 kilometres the other way. That's your hour. 20 kilometres, eh? You've never cycled before, to suddenly cycle 20 kilometres sounds a bit daunting. Well, just pretend you're 9 or 10 again. Remember summer holidays, cycling with your friends. Nobody was keeping track of how far we went. There's no king of the mountains or queen of the mountains. We were just cycling. We were just riding our bikes. You know? Just start. I can't stress enough, just start. Anyway, let's get back to the main topic of the story. The pipe track. Now this section where we go right towards Drymen, right here, for me, and there'll be people that no doubt will correct me if I'm wrong, and please do so in the comments, that's fine, that's what everybody says. All these channel hosts and content creators correct me in the comments. Not a problem, guys, but keep it professional and keep it nice, because I will not get into a slanging match, or you know, somebody throws a hissy fit, fine. That's just, don't drag me into it. Life's too short. It brings you back to the Chronicles catchphrase. Sounds a bit game showish, but life isn't a rehearsal, and real stuff happens. You don't get a second chance at it, guys. Emphasising not a rehearsal part. Now look at this. This is absolutely stunning. In fact, there's no wind. This is rare. I've been on this route and there's no wind. It's even rarer still that it's never rained. Now, there's no rain in the forecast, but this is Scotland. You wait long enough, you'll get all sorts of weather. I don't know, I could be on this set road for an hour, I think. I just can't see it raining. And that in itself is, wow, is it rare. But you know, it's an opportunity. I've experienced it. Now, prior to capturing it, you know, it would go into my memories. And I'd think back, and usually when I've had a couple of beers, remember the epic cycles or the good times, or, you know, reminisce. But if this goes to plan, yeah, I've captured it. This particular pipe track navigation in May 2023 will be captured for all time. I've got a couple of spare batteries as well, so I may as well keep it rolling. Now, where did the pipe track get its name from? Oi, oi, there's a car. Looking ahead, we should do the decent thing and let this guy come on. There's plenty of space, I'll just nip in here. No time constraints, no pressure. Look at that view, that is absolutely amazing. And the car goes past. Oh, car is telling me I'm off route. There's always something snaps you back into reality. Yeah, as I was saying, where does the pipe track get its name from? The common theory, and again, correct me if I'm wrong or if you know the actual reason it's called the pipe track, but the common theory is that this was used when, back in the day, when Glasgow needed a water supply and decided that Loch Katrine was suitable. You then had to come up with means of transporting the water from Loch Katrine back to Glasgow. Okay, yes, they've done that by pipes. Now this was back in the Victorian time, so you know, the different technologies, but blooming good technology, because effectively the infrastructure is the same as it was on day one. There's a fellow cyclist. Hi there. He looked happy. That's fairly typical. I would expect to see a happy cyclist on this road. I rarely see an unhappy cyclist unless they've been cut up by a car or close past, but let's not bring the tone down. So yeah, so the Victorian engineers designed a pipe network to transport the water from Loch Katrine to Glasgow. Now, so the theory is either this road, well, not either, the theory is this road was used when that pipeline was being constructed, hence the pipe track. So I thought about that, and I thought, is it that? And if this road was used in the construction, then the actual pipeline must be around here somewhere. But the geography of the land doesn't lend itself to that. I mean, you feel that Loch Katrine is somewhere behind us, and you feel that Glasgow is off to the east, which would suggest that the pipeline doesn't come anywhere over here, certainly not to the west. So I did a bit of Googling. I think I found an old OS map that actually had the Loch Katrine pipeline on it, and it showed the pipeline going through this track. I can't remember the exact bit, and I'm not yet skilled enough with my creator skills to find a map, so I can find a map, but put it in the video. I mean, I could wait until I learn those skills, and you might end up seeing this in 2024, but you know. You can see I've taken the time to learn the skills needed. I've found the old map, I've presented it on the left hand side of the screen. On the right hand side of the screen is the current open street map from this year. And as you can see, no reference to any pipe track. However, on the left-hand map, the Bartholomew's map from 1935, just north of the high point at the Bat Cherchell, and apologies, my Gaelic's not brilliant, you will see a dotted line crossing the track, and that dotted line has been named as the Loch Aqueduct. So I think that answers the question about the pipe track being called so after the pipeline from Loch Katrine. I don't know. Possibly not, but we will resume the video and let the story carry on. So yeah, the slang term, or the term of endearment for this road, is the pipe track. And we are approaching the killer climb. I call it the killer climb, but this is what either makes you love or hate the pipe track. There's about 2.5 kilometres of climbing here. The gradient varies from minimal all the way up to close to 12, according to the Carrow climb section here. But I think we'll peak above that, if my memory serves me right. But again, climbing strategy for me is to protect the knees. I've had a couple of knee injuries and not getting any younger, so had one earlier on this season, and I've been slowly but surely trying to come back from that. It's my right knee and it is a wee bit twingy, so I'm just taking it easy. So we're sitting at a gradient of 6% just now, and the power going out 170, so I can deal with that. Getting a bit hot. Yeah, there's no wind at all. And this next bit is between 11 and 12. I am in my top gear, and that's knee preservation, so you just slow the cadence, and power's increasing. We're at 200 now. I need to put more power through the left leg to compensate here. 240 watts. Dropping back a bit, that's too much. Trying to keep it at 220. Yeah, 12.8%. I thought it went above 12. It looks a bit steeper up above. Yeah, ahead. We'll just keep spinning. Just under 220 watts. Don't know what my heart rate is. That'd be a bit misleading though. I've got a low heart rate. I don't know if I've got it on here. No. My average heart rate for the trip has been 85. Maximum heart rate 109. I don't know what this is. Warning timber lorries. Oh, okay. Forestry. Alright, well, let's just keep going. This is a pipe track straight ahead, so Heart rate, there you go. So 105. 105, 106. Of course I lose the gradient then, it's on the other screen. It feels the same though. And we're back. The Insta decided to write its 30-minute video clip. So we lost a few seconds of the climb there. This part here, this is a false summit. So we're down for a bit, and as you can see, kicks up again. So again, if you didn't have local knowledge, a lot of the, well, most of the premium cycling computers now give you a climbing profile of what's coming up. So you would see that in your climbing profile if you've got a suitable cycling computer. Why is that important? You absolutely need to pace yourself on climbs. Something I've learned the hard way. Oh, and if somebody on social media brags that they've never walked up a hill, they've never had to go off the bike and push, that's a lie. That's an outright lie. There will have been times, whether it's for a mechanical or to stop and assist. Some climbs are so steep that you cannot get back on them. You cannot get back on the bike. You have to go down, turn around and come back up. So we've all done it. We've all walked. It's, I don't know, it's just one of these things. I would have no qualms at all getting off and walking if I had to. But like I say, I've learned through experience. I'm not saying everybody needs a power meter. In fact, you don't. You do need to do a couple of climbs, you know, start cycling, and you'll get to feel what your maximum effort feels like. You'll get to know, what your maximum effort feels like. And you don't go beyond that. Everybody can go beyond that. You look at the Tour de France, right? Look at any section, whether it's a sprint section or a climbing section, you'll hear the commentators say, you know, the climbers, for example, if they attack each other, say, right, this such and such a rider's going deep into the red. What they mean by that is they're going beyond an effort that's sustainable, and sooner or later they'll have to bring it back to something that's sustainable. Sprinters, what happens with them if they sprint too soon? You know, they've maybe got a 10-second window. Is it even a 10-second window? Maybe a 5-second window where they can do maximum power. And if they start that too early, the power starts to ease off and they're passed on the line by somebody who's timed it perfectly. So that's what I mean by find out what your maximum effort feels like and then just take it back a notch. I think, look, I'm no cycling expert, but I think the terminology used is, they're at threshold. It basically means that the power they're outputting is sustainable, but they can't sustain it if they increase it at all. So they're at the threshold. I think that's what it means anyway. It's very nice. Thank you. If we're keeping a car count, that's 2 cars on the pipe track. 2 so far. I took my sunglasses off. I don't know why I done that, they were steaming up, that's why. Oh, alright. Ouch. Okay, something else about the pipe track. It's situated in the west of Scotland. And what is the west of Scotland famous for? From late spring to early autumn, midges. And because I'm climbing, I'm going slow enough for one or two of the fitter ones to land on me, and they're biting my ears. So, yeah. I have no midge repellent with me. I don't intend hanging about long enough to need it. I can hear a cuckoo in the distance. Oh, what's going on here? Oh dear, a bit of the roads in poor condition. That cuckoo's getting louder. I don't know if you can pick it up. So we're on the last section of the climb. My heart has dropped below 100. It's now at 97. This does feel easy, I have to say. Well, it sounds like I'm bragging. It feels easier. So the last kicker, I think, is just, well, we can see the radial mast there. And if you don't know the terrain, you don't know the route, if you see a radial mast, they're usually placed at the highest point. So if I was really struggling, I'd look at that and know salvation was just up ahead. I am absolutely sweating in buckets here. I can't believe there's no wind. Am I in the right country? Well, yeah, I am. I've just been bitten by midges, so clearly I'm in Scotland. More meters of ascending, 400 yards to the summit. Did I say yards? 400 kilometers, 300, sorry. No, I said that was a radial mast. It is. But it's more of a relay mast. There's actually two pointing 180 degrees from each other. So it's relaying a signal one way. It's actually probably synchronous, it's not one way, what I'm talking about. So it's interesting though, because those microwave dishes are line of sight, so that'll be line of sight to the next relay, which, let me think about my geography here, the lie of the land. If we're coming upon Drymen, so I think south of Balloch possibly would be potentially high ground that that mast is pointing to. Sorry, that's got nothing to do with cycling, that's just the you can take the boy away from his trade, but it always creeps back. So once a comms engineer, always a comms engineer. I can't see, there's a sort of haze across. I mean, there's no clouds, but there's it's not crystal clear either, so there is nothing on the horizon that I can see that would be pointing to. But it's definitely pointing to something, and it's got to be the high ground. See, it's got to be, but yeah, I don't see what else it could be. Anyway, let's stop for a little comfort break, and we'll resume the story. Back again with a squeaky bike. $70k to go. And now we're descending. There's one tiny wee ramp left. We're pretty much descending now into Drymen. And interestingly enough, it's cold, a lot of wind noise. I do not know how the wireless mic will cope. It does have its dead cat on, so hopefully it's working well. I just went through a swarm of flies. Okay. Yeah, still a couple kicking about. This is the kicker, and I get to the other side and we're non-stop into Drymen. My car is in power save mode, so I can't actually see what the gradient is. It feels like -5. Certainly picking up speed, tuck and feather the brakes here. Completely in the shade now. You can definitely feel the wind chill. We're definitely in single digits centigrade. Still plenty of flies around though. Okay, there's a blind summit here. Just pull left slightly. Oh, we're good. And as we swing left, catch up the sun again, which is good, get a bit of warmth. Now I'm not sure what people think is the most aggressive climb, northbound or coming the way we've just done, southbound. Certainly a lovely descent, which would suggest it would be quite an aggressive climb, but no, this surface is good. This has been completely redone, and you can feel us picking up speed now, being battered with flies. Still feathering the brakes. Okay, crossroads, no, not crossroads, farm exit. Yep, still on cycle route 7, that's good. Passing place, unfeathering the brakes now. I have to say, I'm bloody chilly. I could spin, yeah, I say I could spin, I've spun out. So the 4810 spun out, which, yeah, that's a downside of an aggressive cassette like 5210 and a smaller chainring of 40. Oh, flippin' Nora, man. Okay, I could actually do with some climbing now to heat up a bit. How ironic's that? Oh, picturesque Drymen approaching. When I was younger, an apprentice telephone engineer with British Telecom, 1819. It's a bit of a theme here, but my pipe dream, shall we say, it was more a fanciful notion that when I was old enough, when I was growing up, I was going to move out west and probably live in Drymen. My dad used to take me here when I was younger, very young, 8, 9, 10. We used to go to Ben Lomond Hill walking, and we all used to go through Drymen. Occasionally we'd stop. And I just, I just liked the place, and it stuck with me. Now it's, I still like it. I realise it's quite a tourist attraction now. I don't know, I didn't pick up on that when I was younger. But yeah. Oh. But it's lovely. Okay, and that cafe is, sorry, I'm so used to coming down here. Oh, look at them all enjoying their food. Let's get back this way. Yeah, so on the right there, that's a good coffee stop. But it's shut, so just as well wasn't relying on it. And it's a cafe, so 7:30 at night, you'd expect it to be shut. Now this part is where I always feel I'm now heading home. Officially heading east. And this will eventually route us back towards the central belt. Well, we're in the central belt, west, very extreme west of it, but this will route us back to more populous areas. But we still have a couple of, maybe a good 5, stretching at 10k of blissfully quiet countryside before we hit Strathblane. Even there, I'm hoping to take the Kelvin cycleway back into Kirkintilloch, and from Kirkintilloch back along the Forth and Clyde towpath, which is also a cycleway, into Linlithgow, Forth and Clyde, to the Kelpies. Not sorry. Forth and Clyde to the Falkirk Wheel, and there take the Union Canal, and that's the one that routes through Linlithgow. But anyway, that is us almost leaving Drymen, which means today's story is complete. And that, folks, was the pipe track. I thoroughly recommend it if you're ever in the vicinity. But for now, it's cheerio from the Mac Velo Chronicles, and we'll catch you in the next story. Bye bye now.